Hey everyone, Drew Short here from Moore, Oklahoma in Zone 7B, and this is our garden. Now, this is a tour of the front garden. We'll do the back here in just a little bit in the next video. But we wanted to take you on a long form style video because, as you know, we specialize in a lot of short form videos. It's hard to cram a garden tour into 3 minutes, so we figured once a month, at the end of each month, we would give you guys a tour of our garden just to get a perspective on how it's grown over the last 30 days, so to speak. So April is going to be our first garden tour for this particular season. So we'll just take you around a little bit here and just kind of tell you what we've got. But as you notice, this particular garden has a lot of curvatures to it. It is inspired a lot by Garden Answers style of design work, whether that's Aaron or Laura. I'm not sure who designs that, but I take a lot of design cues off of that. So a lot of my gardens have curvatures in it, and then April fills it up. So I really like how this garden kind of opens into a grass pathway. Now I am making an effort to do the grass myself this particular year, so you are going to notice some weeds in it, and I do apologize for that. I'm working on that. But I do like the design of how it just kind of flows all the way from one side into the other as it wraps around that island, which we call Native Island. But it's kind of an inviting kind of pathway. We may put an arbor in here, I don't know, but that's just something in the making for the future. So I guess we can start pretty much on this side of the garden, which used to be Maple Island at one point, mainly because we had this maple tree, and this was a kidney-shaped garden that we have really expanded into the rest of the yard. So it's no longer an island. But we have a red maple here, so whenever fall comes, or springtime really, these leaves get really bright red, and it puts on a show for a short bit until we have another freeze, and then all the red leaves fall off again. So it's kind of annoying in that sense. So we recently planted a lot of annuals in this garden cart, which I believe we salvaged from a garage sale, if I'm not mistaken. We've had it for some time. But we planted several things, some Dusty Millers, as well as some celosia. Well, no, we don't even have a celosia in here.
Polka dot plant. Coleus.
Huh? Yeah, coleus. But for a minute I thought we had some celosia in here, but we don't. But we do have some coleus and Dusty Millers. Not sure about, what are these right here?
Sweet alyssum, purple and white.
Ah, that's right. And then we do have some begonias around as well. And they're red and white. So over here along the fence line, we do have all these crinum lilies, or milk and wines, as some people like to call them. These are the naturalizing milk and wines, and these have already gotten huge. I think these have been transplanted maybe 2 years, and you can already see that, you know, they've got a lot of growth. There's one extra plant right there, and here's another one right there. So that one can be split up already. And they line the entire fence line both ways on either side of the house. So over here is one of the roses that we planted here recently in a video, and this one is the Shreveport, and it's got tons of little buds all over it. So it is actually happy where it's at. Very pleased to see that. And we have a sedum over here. These, I believe, are the Naked Ladies that we got from a neighbor down the street. These are actually pretty unique style of growth. They actually have these green strappy leaves for the most part, and then all of a sudden they drop these leaves and a single stem with a bloom pops up. And that's why it's called Naked Ladies, because it looks naked. So it's a very interesting plant. If you ever have an opportunity to plant those, I highly recommend that. This is the other rose that we planted, and this one is the Angel Face, and it has put a lot of new growth on. When we got it, it was about this big, and now it's got all this up here and some buds up here ready to open up soon. So it is also liking its life. It actually gets a lot more sun than that one over there, so that could be a good reason why. Let's see, these are the thrifts that we planted also pretty recently. These do not actually need to be deadheaded, but you can harvest the seeds once the blooms are done, which I did here recently. And it's actually putting on some new growth on that one right there. So if you want to redirect the energy away from seed growth, you can cut these off down at the base and it'll put more energy towards more blooms. And that's what those are doing. These are also milk and wines right here that we transplanted. I dug one milk and wine up from the other side of the yard, and then we split it up into 5 plants, which are in a swoop all the way around here. So those are actually doing pretty well too. They're very hardy. So as we work our way around, you guys can see still more milk and wines. Now this is April's Mother's Day gift that we got 2 years ago. And this is the flowering quince. Not exactly sure what color. Is it a specific color?
Apple blossom.
Apple blossom, okay. Yeah, there we go. There's a sign for it. We got to update these signs here. This does have thorns, which, you know, is a good deterrent for some things, but just got to be careful with it. It hasn't flowered yet from what I have seen, and it's been here, this is its 3rd year, so I guess we'll see how it does. It looks like it's putting on a lot more growth though. This is the Emerald Arborvitae. We planted about,
a couple weeks now.
Probably, yeah, 2 weeks ago. This is one of 4. You'll see the others later. But it seems to be doing well. It seems to be taking its home pretty well. Now, a lot of this grass I will have to get rid of. I'm still working all on that. Milk and wines along this side as well. And we scared away the cardinal.
There she went.
These are the double knockout roses that we have planted here probably, I would say, 5 to 7 years ago.
At least. They've been around a while.
Yeah, long time. And the past 2 years, I have not done a rejuvenation prune on these, which is why they are so big. And they're getting a little leggy, so after this season is over, I probably will cut these things down to about 1/3, which you can do. It's not always mandatory to do those kind of prunes, but you can, just to kind of maintain their habit. As I stated before, this is what we call Native Island, and we actually picked up little bitty plant plugs from the Botanical Gardens plant sale that's actually about to happen here pretty quick. April knows a lot of these. I'm a little fuzzy on some of them, but we do have some, I believe this is Joe Pye weed right here. And we've got echinacea here. This is the giant echinacea. This gets really big. I mean, like upwards of 5 feet tall. This is the penstemon. And there's a couple different varieties, I think, in here.
Yep.
I'm not sure what kind of grass this is.
Blue stem.
Blue stem grass, okay. And then we have the ironweed right here. This is it anise hyssop right here?
Or agastaki.
And I think that is more ironweed that has seeded itself. There's some grasses that are growing up through it that aren't, I don't believe that was something we planted right there, but something's growing in the middle of that one I got to get cleaned out. What else am I missing here? We do have some bee balm, but it's not really doing quite well in that area.
Yeah.
I think the bee balm was like right over in here.
There, yeah.
And it's just, I
There's some
don't
weeds
even
in
know
there
if
that
it's
need to
coming
come out.
back. And there are some weeds in here that I still got to get through, but it's just a lot to take care of sometimes. But Native Island gets really full really fast. And we don't really have to do a lot to it, so that's always nice if you can get a hold of some natives in your area. All right, so on this back flower bed, which is against the house, this is a yellow peony.
Ito.
Ito? Okay, yeah. See, she knows all the proper names. I don't. We actually got this from a neighbor down the street. We transplanted it from their house because it wasn't blooming and she was kind of tired of it. We put it in our property and it bloomed immediately. And now this season we have nothing. So, gotta start blooming. Got a huge crenum bulb back here, as well as along the house. They are so big that need to be split like crazy. We got some rattlesnake master here, coneflower right here. This is orange coneflower, just hasn't put on any blooms yet. We have a crimson queen Japanese maple right there. It is such a beautiful tree because we picked it up from Walmart and it was this big in the pot. We got it for $12 and planted it, and it has just done so well. We have some gladiolus back there that haven't really flowered yet. None of the gladiolus have flowered yet. We have a salvia right here. Storm cloud back there, and it's already done it. It flowers really early, and it is pretty much over now. We have some more echinacea back here that has reseeded itself from this one. And there's a couple more spots. Oh, yep, right here is another one. It reseeded itself there. This milk and wine, we're probably going to have to move. It's crowding a lot of the area. We'll probably get about 7 or 8 plants out of that one. This is another native. It's a rattlesnake master. This was our original plug, I think we got from the sale. It has gotten so huge. It'll shoot off little spikes about yay tall with little like prickly balls at the top. So it's not like exactly colorful, but it is a cool plant. Let's see, this is another storm cloud right here. And we have I'm not sure about the type of the name. It's a white peony.
Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple, I believe, yeah. And we have a mum here. And this peony is actually already put on, 4 or 5 blooms that are already spent, but we had one late bloomer right there at the back. This is our Walker's Low catmint. And as you can see right here, oh, there it goes. Butterflies love it, bees love it, and it spreads like crazy. It is a wonderful ground cover, and we cut it back every single year, back down to the original plant, which is only about the size of a 1-gallon pot, and then it just spreads like crazy. And you want to shear this back after the blooms are spent, because if you don't, you definitely won't get a lot of bloom coverage throughout the season. So once it's done with its first flush, shear it back, and you'll get a whole lot more afterwards. On this back side, this is a volunteer lamb's ear, which we found the name recently. What was it?
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy lamb's ear. And it is so fun to touch. It feels actually kind of spongy and furry. But this one was a volunteer from this one over here. And this one was about a quarter the size when we started, and now it's spread like crazy, and it's sent seeds there, one over there. So it is a pretty plant, and it makes a good ground cover, but sometimes you do have to keep it in check. We do have a salvia back here that's not doing a whole lot. There was a miniature rose over here, I think has
right there.
run its course almost.
See, it's got a bloom on
Yeah,
it.
right here.
It's just being overtaken by the...
Yeah, there it is, right there. Oh, whoops. That bloom fell off. I think it is...
It's a little sick.
I think it's sick. This is another peony. And by the way, these peonies were actually April's Mother's Day present.
5 years ago?
About 5 years ago. You actually got 3 of them.
Labels right here. You can look at the name of it.
Okay.
Laverne?
Inspector Laverne? Is that what it has?
Yep.
I didn't even know that name. Interesting. Inspector Gadget. All right, we have a couple of plants that we bought here recently. We actually planted on either side, and these are This one is a yellow Julia dahlia. Guess I can put that back this way. And a lot of the blooms on it are kind of spent. But we do have some more growth right here, some more buds popping up. And we've got over here a second dahlia. This one is Patty. So we got Julia and Patty. It's like Laverne and Shirley. I believe right here we have a little bit of milkweed, butterfly milkweed.
Butterfly weed.
Yeah. And it's trying to make its way back. It was a big plant. Something happened to it, and it's kind of lost a lot of its size. But hopefully it will get back to the kind of the way it was. We've got another peony over here. This is the third one. Not sure where the label is on it. Well, anyway, it is a pink peony. And as you can see, the blooms on it are spent too. Unfortunate. You won't get to see them. We got another mum here. Another storm cloud here. And another cat mint here. And this Japanese maple, April got for me long time ago. Probably about well over 12 to...
At least, yeah, 12.
Gosh, it was before Hannah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So at least over 15 years ago. And it has a growth habit of going that way. I think it's growing to the sun a little bit more than over this way. But it is a beautiful tree. It's got the feathery leaves just like the red one, the Crimson Queen down there. And then here we've got a buglia. And we cut it back pretty far in a video on our shorts here recently. And it had a little bit of growth down there at the very bottom. And that's when you want to prune it back, is when you start seeing that growth. And as you can see, it's probably doubled or tripled in size since then. Over here, I believe is what more, is this more bee balm right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever have bee balm? Just kind of rub the leaves and smell it. It's lovely. Another crinum bulb. This is a balloon flower. And it hadn't put on any blooms yet, but they look like balloons whenever they create a flower. It's really cool to see. Hopefully in another tour we'll have some blooms to look at. This is our hose reel that we put in here recently. If you guys didn't see that, check our shorts on that. That was a pretty fun project. Got another crinum bulb. We have some columbines here. This one, for some reason or another, stayed about this big right here for 2 years. We had this one that was doing lovely, and then this guy was about this big for about 2 years, and then all of a sudden this year it exploded. And not only that, it has sent seeds everywhere. I mean, it has reseeded everywhere, which, you know, we're happy about. So we'll just let those things go. We have the Clematis back here, or Clematis, however you want to say it. We actually had 3. We planted one originally, I believe, right here in the middle, and then we flanked it with 2 others. And I don't know if this center one has given up the ghost or not, because it looks like there's only 2 varieties here that has, this one I think has spread over this way, and then we've got this pink one on the left, but I don't see a third variety. So I'm kind of concerned about one of them. But they are beautiful. I mean, they're putting on crazy blooms. We have a Brunera down here that is putting off some blooms. You can see those little bitty kind of purple flowers right there. And this one is a Jack Frost. We were wondering if that's what it was. That's what it is. And it has a lot of variegation in their leaves, which is real pretty. And this is spiderwort. We actually have 2 big clumps of it. And spiderwort can actually be split up. You can dig this up at any time after it's put on some blooms. You can dig it up, split it, and either give it away or put more in your garden. But you know, this one can probably be split in maybe about 6 different plants. It's a big clump. Same for this one. It could probably be split 4 ways. It'd be good. We got some gladiolus back here. And then some hellebores. April has wanted hellebores for the longest time and finally decided to bite the bullet and get some for herself, and she surprised me with them. She came home and said, "Look what I got!" So we've got 2 hellebores right there. And then a hosta is finally starting to pop up. We were wondering if it was actually going to make it, but it is coming up. I don't know exactly what the variety is on that one, but we do have one. So let me take you over here to what we lovingly call Redbud Island. We call it as such because at one point we had a lonely redbud right here. And it was a gorgeous tree. I don't know if I've got some footage that I can throw in here, but it eventually got sprayed with some herbicide, and that was in mistake by the company that I was using, and killed off half the tree, and it never really fully recovered. It limped itself along for quite a while and then eventually died. However, before it died, it did send some seeds, and we ended up getting this one and this one, and we even have one right over here that I'm probably going to have to dig up. I don't know if we can let it live right there or not. But they are very unmistakable with their heart-shaped leaves. Oh, and in the fall, or to me, the spring, they have like pink, gorgeous pink blooms all over it. We've got some bee balm right here, and it is really living its life. It's taken off. The crinum, as usual, lining the fence line. We have some crepe myrtles right here, which I really need to get after. I want to undercut all of this and limit up to where it can breathe a little bit better. It looks so much better when it doesn't look like an overgrown bush. I've got the Proven Winners Super Vista bubblegums right here. And then we have a petunia from Ace Hardware that is black in color. We're kind of anxious to see how that grows because a black petunia is really interesting. We got some more naked ladies right here. Not exactly sure what this is. I don't think we've ID'd that yet. We do have a sedum right here. We'll have to see what that is. And then we've got a salvia right here. And another sedum here. Now, real quick, this is Baptisia. We didn't know if this was actually going to make it. We planted 2. Now, this one has seeded, I guess, or I'm not sure how it spreads, if it's by runners or by seed, but it's got another volunteer right there. But real quick, we planted the other one over here. And up until about 2 weeks ago, it was not present. So after about 2 weeks, this thing has really shot up. And we thought we lost it. We got a little crepe myrtle runner that I need to pull out of there. And then we got a whole bunch of irises here that we either salvaged from April's parents' property at the old homestead, or irises that I bought from people out of the marketplace. Here is another crepe myrtle right here. And on the other side, oh, I forgot, there is a rose that we planted over there too, and I can't remember what variety that one is over there, but this one in particular is dedicated to April's late mother. And this one is called Sentimental. And right now it is still doing very, very well. It's putting on new growth. So we're very happy about that. It seems very solid in the ground, so you know, keep going. Keep going. So that's pretty much it as far as Redbud Island. It's just all crinum bulbs the rest of the way. And the last area we have is on this side of the house. So this is the other end of the house. And this is where the one of the vehicles is parked. And we are still going to layer this whole area with gravel. And this particular bed that you see on the side is actually going to continue down the fence line in a curved pattern. And then there will be another garden that will go around these trash cans and over to the fence line, encasing some of the things over there. We do plan on putting these pavers alongside the driveway to make it look better and to contain a lot of the water and the dirt runoff. And then layer all this with gravel for a place to park. So along this last bed, we have more crenum bulbs that line the fence, as usual. We have some gladiolus right here. And over here is the second emerald green arborvitae. And it is doing quite well as well. And then this is another rose that we planted. And to be honest, we thought we lost this rose. We really did. This one is the Sun Sprite. And all of this, these big stems, these canes right here, were actually very green when we planted it. And now they have receded back almost brown. But if you look, there is some green growth coming out of those stems. So it's almost like it took all the energy that it had left back into its root growth and tried to establish itself first before putting on any new growth. And now it's doing quite well, surprisingly, very surprisingly. And some more gladiolus right here. And the last crenum bulb. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the front yard. If you guys like this tour and you want to see more, be sure and comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in the backyard.